Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Metcalf's Movie Journal. This is the show where I do quick reviews for the movies that I watch, give them a score out of 10, and then add them to my list. So let's see what movie I'm reviewing today. On May 25th, I watched The Gentleman, which came out in 2019. And a very well-made movie does not necessarily a good movie make. That's really my only problem here. Guy Ritchie is back writing and directing another British crime drug drama, but he was smart enough to cast a big-name American actor in the way of Matthew McConaughey as the lead, Michael Pearson, even coming with that nice American name to help cut through all the European-ness. Something I'm sure American audiences appreciate, but it feels a bit out of place here and forced. It also really doesn't help that McConaughey's opening monologue sounds way too much like another one of those super corny Lincoln car commercials. And this came out in 2019, so I feel like those car commercials were still on TV at the time, so that just makes it even worse. The story here feels way too similar to another one I watched recently, Layer Cake, which was an early work by Matthew Vaughn, who you could almost call a Guy Ritchie protege at this point, in my opinion. So even with the similarities in plot, with both movies centering around drug dealers trying to leave the game, there's also so much in tone and style, making these movies feel the same. It's definitely not a great thing either that Layer Cake came out a full 15 years prior to this one. And even when I reviewed that one, I had to point out that that story felt like it had been done to death already. So in terms of originality, this one had to take a pretty big hit. But thankfully the subject matter and style are ones that I'm probably always going to find appealing. And there's definitely something to be said for the fact that I feel like Matthew Vaughn's style has always been an imitation of Guy Ritchie's. There was at least some effort to offer a fresh twist, with Michael being a committed pot dealer and nothing else, trying to make some moral argument for the fact that his drug doesn't directly kill people. But it takes a pretty big leap in logic to try and make him into some kind of good guy when he's literally chopping people up with a machete. So even trying to make the argument seems like a bit of a waste of time. The supporting cast was very hit or miss for me too. Charlie Hunnam was basically made to play the quiet, strong friend Ray. So much so that his performance comes off so effortless and doesn't offer a whole lot of range, so it makes it difficult to actually judge one way or another how good the performance really was. Henry Golding as Dry Eye was pretty much on par with any leading henchman, the main bad guy's right-hand man in any standard action movie. So there was nothing bad about it, but it certainly isn't worth much praise either. Then there's Colin Farrell as Coach, who, with some very limited screen time, almost completely steals the entire movie in my opinion, and it only makes the subpar performance by Jeremy Strong as the lead bad guy Matthew seem that much worse. Seriously, Farrell plays a boxing coach so badass, I would absolutely jump at some gritty television reboot of Coach that just has nothing to do with the original show. On the complete opposite side of the scale though, Jeremy Strong as Matthew should have been one of the most threatening drug kingpins in the movie, and he only ends up coming across like a nerd trying to play gangster, and I think it really hurt this one. Ritchie knows how to make his movies look clean and sharp, and he definitely knows how to make an entertaining ride, but underneath it all, it's a pretty shallow gangster flick. This movie is carried by that classic Guy Ritchie style I've come to like so much, and some pretty solid performances by Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell. So I ended up giving it a 6 out of 10, and it landed at number 455 on my list, putting it right here, in between Howl's Moving Castle and another Guy Ritchie film, the 2019 remake of Aladdin. And as always, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thanks for watching another edition of Metcalf's Movie Journal. Be sure to click like and subscribe for new videos every week, and if you have a movie that you really want me to watch, be sure to drop me a comment.